Imaginary maps! How do we know they're imaginary though? How do we know this is what the world actually looks like? What if America never existed according to this map? And I like how it's real old school. What is this, like 19th century? That would definitely completely change the earth. There'd be a whole lot less freedom and cheeseburgers running around. US general elections in 2024 if the US had a multi-party system. Oh, this is looking very British to me. So we still have a House of Representatives, it looks like, with 435 seats. And it's all colorful. Dang, we're gonna make so many people from the US like head explode. They're not prepared for this. We have the Libertarian Party, the Democratic Party, Republican Party. I'm assuming the Democratic Socialists. I don't even know what this stuff is. What is all this stuff? That's as far as I can go. Damn, that's sad. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so there are symbols explaining what it all is. Texas Nationalist Movement. Oh, don't give them any ideas. Yeah, some very fascinating Utah People's Party. All right, these are fascinating. Oh, Puerto Rico's allowed to vote too. That's new. There's only a couple of states that in this world have decided to give all their votes to one. West Virginia, they went all in on this Farmers Labor Party. Okay. Montana's still hardcore Republican. Maine, randomly a libertarian stronghold. Now, in the UK and in other countries, don't like certain parties come together to form a government? Like, how would that even happen with things this split up? What parties would be working together? In this layout, the Libertarian Party, which won decisively in 2024 elections. Pretty crazy jump since they usually get 1%. Happy yellow square noises. I made a map inspired by a cloud. Isn't this just that one island in Indonesia? Pretty sure this is just that one island. Malaysia. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. Oh, I was thinking Sumatra. Yeah, Sumatra is what I was thinking. But still, this is like one solid island. This could be like more, yeah, that would probably be helpful. It could be more like Venice-y with canals easily traveling across. That way you don't gotta go all the way up here. Oh, I'm loving this too. The North American Union 2020 presidential election, which could have been a reality. I know, weren't we thinking about that North American Union a couple years ago? Decades ago? So according to this, which would have Canada, Mexico, and Cuba, oh, a little bit of Panama too, Joe Biden would still win pretty decisively. I wonder if these numbers are actually accurate. Like, do these tend to be the more like conservative regions of each country? I wouldn't even know. That'd be so much more crazier though. Like, I think 50 is already pretty insane, all the voting and all the numbers. But when you add all these new territories, I don't think people would be prepared. We should do it. Let's just do it for fun, guys. Let's all come together. I am kind of curious who would actually win, though, under these circumstances. Biden's running mate in this timeline is Trudeau, isn't it? Oh, that'd be wild. As always, Cuba is red. Here's an imaginary map based on languages if WW1 never happened. So we still have all these old borders. What the hell's going on with Poland, too? That doesn't look good. Russia is still Russia over here. They aren't the USSR. Although this red is kind of throwing me off. Maybe they are. What happened with Turkey? Greece took a big old bite out of Turkey. Or wait, what am I doing? I can't look at these like they're borders. This is just showing me the languages. So there just is a lot of Greek speakers in Turkey. There's just Hungarian and Romanian in this part of the world. This is actually super detailed. You could probably discover a lot looking at this. This is pretty gross, but what if all the world's borders were on rivers? Surprisingly, you can still kind of make things out. Oh, the poor Sahara Desert, though. That's a massive desert nation. I like how you can still make things out, though, because you know, obviously, a lot of rivers do draw the borders for places. Chile's getting a little thicker over there. US also got bigger. There are places that kind of, I think, got worse. United States of GTA. GTA map style US. When are we gonna get this? We had San Andreas, and that was, like, pretty huge. Why don't they just build a whole nation? Maybe in, like, 2035. Rockstar, they can do it. Oh, I forgot how messed up the city names are gonna be. Utah has Mormid City. Las Venturas, good. Los Santos. Oh, they got Vice City down here too. So they're gonna have like all of the Liberty City, yep, in New York. I like this. Flyover, nice. Europe, North Africa, West Asia, 50 million years ago, but it's with 1444 nations. I've seen a lot of maps like this, but never this sort of specific style. It's kind of like a giant archipelago, isn't it? There's so many islands everywhere. Oh yeah, the British are gonna have a tough time taking over with just that little amount of land. The Timurids have become a seafaring nation, clearly. I think a lot of places are gonna have to become seafaring. Would this still be a giant desert 50 million years ago? Maybe not. I don't really know what's gonna be going on in Iberia. I wouldn't expect there to be a Spanish Inquisition, but that's always a mistake to do. Oh, look at India over here too. It's still kind of together a little bit. They just chilling, they're having fun. The amount of effort I've seen in some of these posts is so insanely high. This person calls this their ideal world, the United United Federation of Earth. The Earth administration is 3 branches. The Executive Council, led by the Secretary General. The various ministers of the council take day-to-day decisions and executive changes, things like that. Universal Supreme Court, there's no way this be possible, right? Just everyone participating in this. And then the Earth Legislature, a parliamentary assembly, and then a general assembly. The modern general assembly represents not nations, but Earth's federal districts. Give this man a medal. This is like one of the most high-quality posts I've seen. So everyone is just in blue because the Earth is all under one giant nation, and a lot of things are split into districts. You just threw Oceania into one giant district, kind of like that. Australasia. Oh my goodness, the US looks pretty gross. Oh, but you've united California. You've extended Baja California. Just trying to find what would be the biggest district in this, like Siberia. Oh, Scandinavia is completely united. Canada. It looks like population is taken into account because look how divided China and India are. Dang, that's the big question. Where would that capital be? Oh, I would definitely endorse this. I drew this for my now ex-boyfriend who loves this kind of stuff. Sadly, we broke up before he could see it. That actually hurts my soul. That is pretty cool. I can see you clearly must have broke his leg or maybe decapitated him. Winston Churchill's legit proposal for German partition. We have the Rhineland, North Germany, South Germany. That would have made things pretty difficult, right? Who decided against this, really? These would be some ugly borders if they were to come together like that. I really don't know why he included Hungary here, but okay. What Venus would look like underwater. This looks exactly like the way Mars would look like underwater, or at least I barely notice a difference. Oh, yeah, actually there is kind of a bigger difference. It looks like this. But then again, it all depends on how much water. The different elevations would make it pretty drastically change. I don't know. I'm an Earth first type person. All 7 countries that end with "stan" in English merged into one giant one. I feel like we are the only ones, like Europeans and Americans are really the only ones that are pushing this. They probably don't even want that. Do they even know like the Stanland meme that we've come up with? Someone please tell them, because let's try to get it going. Come on, let's unite them. Would they want that? I don't think they'd want that. I gerrymandered the entire USA for the Electoral College. Is this the same gerrymandering in all 3 maps? Clinton versus Trump, Obama versus McCain. Yeah, it looks like they're all the same. Wait, is Alaska and Hawaii gerrymandered together? It kind of looks like it. I think that's what that line is supposed to mean. Oh, and because you have all the western states and you've taken all these states with little population, you've just suck them in. That way they go blue. I see. Hold on. There's nothing here, though, that would go blue. I don't think. South Dakota and Nebraska? Earth, but not as we know it. Very mountainy, very, yeah, this is really weird. The deserts go kind of vertically in Africa. Is this supposed to be temperature or mountains? I don't even know. Yeah, I think these are mountains. There are no Alps anymore. South America's got a lot more mountainy. India, you probably wouldn't even be able to live there, or at least be very tough with all their population. Miniature maps. I never thought we'd see the day. I don't even know how you would make that. Like a 3D printer. And it looks accurate. It looks beautiful too. Polynesia, the 8th continent. Isn't this basically Zealandia, the like underwater continent by New Zealand? I don't think it would look like this exactly, but that'd be pretty cool. There's a continent out here in this same location that like they have certain names. This is a part of a lot of map lore. The United States, if the ice caps melts. Really? All of Florida would be gone? A lot of South Carolina and North Carolina basically lose like half their stuff. Why would this happen? Why would the lakes evaporate? I'm confused. Hawaii still looks the exact same though. Presidential election 2020 of the United States of Austria. And this is thick Austria. Austria like Hungary. These would be the states of Austria that are kind of close. Again, I hope that like this is like accurate. Like, do these tend to be more conservative areas of the region? Because that'd be pretty cool. Map of the US with more equally sized states. I despise this. I hate this. Don't a lot of people hate the square part of like the Western US? I mean, I kind of like it. Hey, Georgia's the... Oh yeah, so these states are still the same, but then you just made squares everywhere else. Also, we have severely destroyed Mexico. Took a lot of their stuff. Why is this called Washington? Arizona? Phoenicians? There's some random names out here. Jefferson, Cascadia. I guess you just name them after like nearby cities. Time zones reworked after the Treaty of Local Time Management. Are time zones like a really big problem? I've never really thought about that. More people converting clouds into land masses. I used to do that with like, you know, like, is it called stucco? When your walls like have, like they kind of like are bumpy. I used to look at like my walls and imagine like little maps, people fighting. That's probably why I'm so weird. Fictional city drawn during long meetings to keep calm. I used to also do this like in math class in college. I'd like draw little maps, but they were definitely not like this good. This is like a very Venice vibe to me too. The Great Switcheroo. Oh, this one's horrible. Okay, we've got like China in North America, the US and China, Ranada. Ranada sounds pretty cool. I like that. The bottom part of these continents have been swapped. Not the worst. I've seen some really bad ones when it comes to this like switcheroo concept, but this is up there. A map I made for a D&D campaign inspired by Chinese mythology. I was gonna say like, wait, this is not a fantasy map. This is clearly China and Japan. Oof. I guess Korea doesn't exist. It's pretty cool. I want to participate in this. Colonization of Green Moon. If the moon had water, or maybe we put the water on it. That way, of course, the British can do their thing. Dude, just make islands on the moon. Watch the British people get there in an instant. Here's another post WW2 Germany. This time they got completely obliterated, and we have thick Poland, very thick Poland. Okay, they're fighting for what we all. Is this a propaganda poster? A fantasy one? Tell your congressman today to support the liberators of China. 4 provinces union versus yoke of communist oppressors. There's also like an uprising here. What is this? Also, they have a lot of North Vietnam. Ooh, what if Europe never colonized America? These are always crazy maps. I'm loving like these native nations. What about the Aztecs? Wouldn't the Aztecs control everything? Pretty sure they'd have an empire, just a stronghold, temples everywhere. That'd be pretty cool. What if Texas was its own island? I used to be very confused why like I'd see maps like this with this long tail Texas, but that is apparently what they used to have. They used to like come up like around Oklahoma. They get all this. They should probably try to ask for this back. They should get their tail back. Territory of New Sweden. Didn't Sweden get to the East Coast? They had a colony for like a brief second. Then they were like, you know what? We'll just take over the world with IKEA. We're out of here. What if Austria and Switzerland swap places? This is something, again, I would have never thought of, but here we are. Austria goes pretty far into German and French territory now. They've kept their old borders. Switzerland's just like a little dot right above Croatia. I don't know why, but I'm kind of glad I've seen this. My idea for a Fallout game set in Denver. This is pretty cool. You could actually do a lot with the mountains, right? With the Rockies and the inner city area. Thomas Jefferson's proposal for the Western states. I always love these like crazy proposals that these historical figures offered up. So there was an idea to keep the squares or something like that. It's kind of squares, lines. We've been wanting to put squares in the US for a long time. It just took us a little bit further into the west before we were brave enough to do it, I guess. Map of East Asia if sea level rose 210 meters. Hey, Best Korea Island. Best Korea Island sounds like fun. Ooh, Japan. That doesn't look good anymore. And that is a lot of people displaced, right? There's a lot of people that live off the coast of China. Here's kind of the same idea, the Mediterranean Sea, but slapped in China. So would that mean that the Mongolians would be the new Romans? Horses and boats? Terrifying combination. That was the thing about the Mongolians. They never mastered the whole boat thing. Japan got lucky, pretty lucky. The Holy Gothic Empire. I kind of want this to happen just for the names alone. This is kind of scary. It's actually really well made. I like this. The United States of the Balkans 2020 presidential election. Is that an emu? And then a lion for the Republicans. You have like Turkey in there too. Would this be the more rural areas of the Balkans? You have the coastal elites, those coastal elite Albanians. Man, can't believe them. Alt history by far most popular so the most popular types of alt history. Of course, the most popular alt history is alternative history. I see what they're saying though. And then there's alternative future, alternative geography, and then just straight up fantasy. Almost half think Europe is the most interesting. This makes sense. Whenever I've tried to do videos about other continents, it doesn't really do very well. But they also think Asia's up there. Asia's actually above North America by 5%. And then who knows what other is? Come on now. And are these all the people that voted from all the different countries and things like that? Pretty worldwide. Ooh, never thought of this. What if D-Day failed? So this is a liberated Europe in 1950. We would have still had Italy because, you know, they still lost the African front. We started moving through there, but we would have got stopped somewhere in southern Germany. So this is the only democratic part. The USSR would have taken everything else, the Balkans, all the way to France. We should have the Spanish state here with Franco, I'm assuming. Don't want to think about that. Oh yeah, Norway would be that too. Norway, Denmark. Oh, this goes deep. That's kind of scary. Constantinople, Vatican of Europe. An alternative history with microstates. Microstates of Eastern Europe. There's no way. There's just, this one seems so impossible. I don't know why. Very random, but we have a connected Ireland to the British Isles. So they have this, what, Irish lake? Would that, or would it be like a British lake? The Isle of Man would be like the center of everything. Maybe that'd be the capital. Why do they have Normandy though? Why do they have all this French lands? Oh yeah, and the Suez Canal. They'd have a lot of fun here. There'd probably be a lot of parties going on there, right there. Chinese Electoral College would stay the same. Well, this is weird because the Communist Party is red. Some of the toss-up Chinese territories would be over here in the coast. Again, isn't this part of China very rural though? Would rural be more than likely to vote red in this universe or not? I don't even know. I don't know nearly enough. If Japan colonized Ireland, I'm just sitting here thinking about all the possibilities. Drunk anime with a lot of leprechauns and possibly no potatoes. Greater France. All right, don't give me any ideas. They tried this. We would need Russia's help probably to stop that again. Once again, the United States of Greater Austria. Look at all these little mini states here. Wasn't that the problem with Austria? Like they had so many like different languages and cultures in there. It'd be very hard to keep them all together. Big Norway. I've always wanted to give Norway this little island. It just seems like it works well. Give them all that, but I'm assuming they took more of the mountainy area from Sweden. They got Iceland back, took some Scottish territory. Okay, Neo-Vikings now, this time with a lot more oil. Randomly, long pointy Kosovo. Didn't know we were doing long pointy nations yet. Didn't even know it was gonna be Kosovo too. Long Kosovo. Independent mega regions in East Asia. Taipei, Beijing, Seoul, Osaka. I actually want to see them battle it out now. Like these little mini nations fighting out here in the Pacific Ocean. No one else gets involved. I just want to see this. A geographically political United States, rearranging the states based on the 2016 election. This is the political spectrum of states. It doesn't get any more right than Wyoming. Doesn't get any more left than California. And then we have all the swing states here in the middle. This is kind of cool. It really is like this state spectrum. A stamp from the SFR Grand Columbia in 1934. Damn, this is pretty cool. Why does this feel so real? 2020 CSA presidential election. Okay, so we have the Deep South winning, and clearly in this universe, the Deep South went with their like golden circle tactics. So they colonized the West. They got a lot of Mexico. They didn't go complete golden circle. They got the Caribbean and some Central American states. And then here was the vote. Wait a second. They have the Democratic Party. I don't know what the hell happened to the CSA after like 150 years of independence. Things seem to have gotten really wild. Well, the Democratic Party, I see kind of where they're getting at right here, but I don't know what happened with the Socialist Party. Doesn't seem, I don't know. I like these random alternative election maps though. And big thanks to the turkey patrons: Patrick C, Plebeian Tribune, Julius Cheeser, can't think of a name, FusionWolf, Manny74, RalseiTree, DOOCHBAGGINS, Mac, Ratsmacker 3000, AryanAfterHours, LuxembourgLover, Mayonnaise Incorporated, Pelovski, BallinLikeStalin, Elijah Senpai, and Steps of War. Thank you.